What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with Prospect Hot Sheet Arizona Fall League Edition. Now, this is a series that I will continue to do over the next couple of weeks following the Arizona Fall League, which ends right around the second week of November. And we're going to be going over the top 10 prospects from the last 2 weeks. Stay tuned. Now, before we jump into this, I want to mention a couple of things. You can see the stat lines below, and in red text, you have all the excellent numbers, and in blue text, we're going to have all the bad numbers. And I also add the 2022 MILB regular season stats to each player's line from the last 2 weeks in the Fall League. And we're going to start at number 10 with Luis Matos, who over the past 2 weeks was 10 for 39, hit 256 with 2 homers, a triple, a double, and 11 RBIs. Now, he's 20 years old, just about to turn 21 next season, and he spent the whole year in High A. He struggled quite a bit, but he did keep pretty solid K numbers. And as many of you know, back in 2021, Luis Matos had a really incredible year in A-ball and spent some time in High A. He struggled pretty much the whole year this year in 2022, so I'm kind of teeter-tottering on what he'll do in 2023. I'm interested to see what Luis Matos we will get next season. But he's doing pretty well so far in the Arizona Fall League, so hopefully that can boost his confidence going into the next season, and maybe he can have a few takeaways with the different coaching staff that can improve his offensive skill set next year. But he's a Let's Talk Wax rank out of 2.5, and to go over that quickly, elite is the best, bad is the worst, and 1, 2, and 3 are the top tiers, and 4, 5, and 6 are the bottom tiers. So anything 1, 2, or elite is really good, and as we get down towards the bad, it's the 4s, the 5s, and the 6s. So Matos is a 2.5 for me right now. At number 9, we have Xavier Warren, Milwaukee Brewers. He's 23.8, so he's approaching the cutoff for this video. And with my videos, the cutoff age is always 24. And there were some guys that could have been on this hot sheet, but they didn't have Bowman Chrome First Autos, and they were already 24 years old. So anybody who fell into those two categories was automatically disqualified from this video. Third baseman, 11 for 29, hit 379 with a homer, a double, 2 stolen bases, and 6 RBIs over the past 15. His average in 2022 was 226 with a fringe ISO at 148, low 681 OPS. He had decent K numbers, but for a 23-year-old playing at the level that he played at, it just wasn't very good. He is a Let's Talk Wax rank of 5.5, and you can find his first Chrome models out of 2020 draft for about $5 right now. At number 8 in this episode, we have Jorbit Vivas, 21.6 years old, second baseman, spent the whole season in High A, much like Luis Matos. He was 9 for 23 over the past 2 weeks, hitting 391 with 2 doubles and 6 RBIs. Now, Vivas has a pretty decent hit tool. He'll hit for some average. He hit 269 this year, but the ISO has been down significantly his whole career. He hasn't really hit for a ton of average over a lengthy bit of time. His K numbers are really, really good, and I forgot to put the K to walk ratio in red, but his K percentage was 10.2, and he had a 0.92 K to walk ratio, which means he actually took more walks than he had strikeouts. So really good, maybe bottom of the order type numbers for Jorbit Vivas as he gets to the big league level. He hit 10 home runs, had 2 stolen bases, and I gave him a 3.5 on Let's Talk Wax rank, but he does not have a Chrome First Auto yet. He may have one in 2022 Bowman Chrome, but we've yet to see that checklist. You can find his first Chromes in 2022 Bowman, and they're around $1 a piece right now. A super exciting prospect coming in the 7th spot for me, Luis Angel Acuna with the Texas Rangers. He's 20.6, and he played from High A to Double A this year. He's a second baseman, and there's kind of a log jam in the middle infield in that organization right now, but Luis Angel Acuna has some really solid tools. He was 9 for 33 over the past 15, hit 273 with 2 homers, a triple, 2 doubles, and 6 RBIs. Now, between High and Double A, he hit 277 with a 150-ish ISO. His K numbers were pretty solid, 23.4 K percentage and a sub 0.2K to walk ratio, which is right where I like guys to be, under 2 and under a 20% K rate. So he's very close in those two categories to knocking off those two checks in those boxes. He hit 11 home runs and he stole 40 bases. Now this is really game-changing speed. He didn't rack up a ton of stolen bases in A-ball like guys like Lawler did, you know, and kind of inflate his on-base threat, you know, in the minor leagues. But in high A and double A, he stole 40 bags. So it's really impressive. I wish the power would grow a little bit, but it's usually the last thing to come. And playing in double A at 20.6 years old, I mean, even Jordan Walker didn't demonstrate a ton of power just because he was significantly underage for the level, and it's usually the last thing to come with these prospects that get a lot of pressure put on them assignment-wise. So he's a $65 auto right now out of 2020 Bowman Chrome, and I give him a 1 on the Let's Talk Wax rank, and there are very few 1s on my breakdowns. I do breakdowns for all Bowman Chrome releases from 2019 to 2022, and that comes in with the exclusive content on my Patreon page if you guys want to go there and check that out. At number 6, we have another guy without a first Chrome auto. He's one of the guys that I'm hoping for the most to have a Bowman Chrome auto in 2022 Bowman Chrome, which is said to release in November. 19.5 with the San Diego Padres. He's a true shortstop, and the path to the big leagues got very clear once Abrams went to the Nationals. He is the shortstop over there now, and it kind of opened the door for Jackson Merrill. And especially with what's going on with Tatis, we don't really know what's going to come out of that situation, what his future is going to be down the road. So he is a big last 15 days, hit 366 with 2 triples, a double, and 8 RBIs. Now, over the course of the 2022 season, Merrill did very well. He hit 339 with a 172 ISO, which is pretty decent for a 19-year-old kid. He played a bit of the season, actually, as an old 18-year-old. He finished the season at 19.5, which is kind of right on track for that level. He had a 906 OPS and a 17.6 K percentage. So what we see from Merrill right now are really quality K numbers, a really solid hit tool, and we're just kind of in limbo as to whether he'll grow into some more power or how much power he'll grow into. So that's what I'm hoping to see next year in 2023, or maybe over the course of the fall league. This year, I don't really see him jumping into a ton of power in the fall league because he's very young for the level he's in right now. A lot of these guys are double A players, you know, and Merrill hasn't even seen high A. So this is basically Jackson Merrill's double A season with a very small sample size. So I give him a 1.5 on the Let's Talk Wax rank. He's a $2 Bowman Chrome first right now. Like I said, he does not have an auto yet. I'm really hoping he's going to be in 2022 Bowman Chrome, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that checklist if it releases anytime soon, which I'm sure it's not. Now, before we jump into our top 5, if you guys enjoy my content, if you're really into Bowman Chrome baseball cards and you want to support the channel, head over to my Patreon page. I've got a ton of exclusive content over there. I'll put a link to it in the description. I've got autograph checklist breakdowns, like I said before, of every release from 2019 to the present, a top 100 Bowman Chrome autos list, and a top 100 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list. You get 24 hours early access to all of my video info. I also have the monthly price tracker, and I do videos, the monthly updates on YouTube, but you get full access to all 125 players through the Patreon page, and there's also a Discord server with over 150 members. So if you guys want to help me out and support the channel, head over there, linked in the description. And I've also received a ton of free cards from BRG Grading. They send me these cards to give away to you guys for free. So head over to my social media outlets on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and follow me over there to catch these free giveaways. I'm currently giving away a BRG 9 Jordan Lawler 2021 Bowman Draft First Chrome. And if you guys want to check out BRG Grading's website, I'll put a link in the description to that as well. So we have a kind of unique top 5 in this episode. We have some unfamiliar names. We have some names that have gotten a lot of accolades early and have kind of fallen off the map. And we've had some names that have been consistent since they've been drafted and put into a Bowman Chrome release. But at number 5, we have Jordan Lawler, and I just talked about him on my monthly market update video. I'll put a link in the description to that video. And he was one of my big dip buys right now. The market's down 13% from what we gathered on that video. And his auto, I think, was down around 30%. And he's been performing really, really well this year. He's 20.2 years old, so he's just a bit older than Merrill. A shortstop, it was 9 for 27 over the past 15. Hit 333 with 2 homers, a triple, a double, 3 stolen bases, and 7 RBIs. So he hit 303 on the year with a 206 ISO and a 910 OPS. Just really ridiculous offensive numbers. He had a big year on the base paths as well. He stole 39 bases and hit 16 home runs. But like I said before, a lot of those stolen bases were an A ball, where they're almost gimmies with anybody with speed. So I'm interested to see what he does stolen base wise next year when he gets out of A ball and it's not so padded with those stolen bases. But I think he does have some pretty solid speed that could aggravate some arms on the mound and behind the plate. But I rank Jordan Lawler as elite. He is one of the top shortstop prospects in minor leagues right now, and he's only 20, just turned 20, and he's already got AA experience, and he's performing well in the Arizona Fall League. Now, his autos are around $150 right now, and you can find them in 2021 Bowman Draft. At number 4, we have Austin Martin, who does not play for the Toronto Blue Jays, so ignore the card. He is with the Minnesota Twins. He was traded this past year. He's 23.6 shortstop, and he's always been a hit over power player, but in AA this year, he really didn't put up any significant hit numbers. He only hit 241 with a sub 100 ISO and a 685 OPS. So just a really rough year for Austin Martin in 2022 in general. Now, the one thing about Austin Martin that I do like, and it gives him the ability to kind of break out at any point, are his really good K numbers. He only struck out 13.2% of his plate appearances, and he held a 1.12 K to walk ratio this season in AA. He spent the whole year in AA, only hit 2 home runs, but he stole 35 bases, so there is some decent speed there. Not sure if it's game-changing, but he will steal bags if he has the opportunity. It's not like Zach Veen type speed, but he could pan out to be a bottom-of-the-order guy for the Twins. So I give him a 4 out of 6 on the Let's Talk Wax rank, which is an average to below average major leaguer. Now, Martin just not really performed since he's been drafted, and I'm not sure how much time I'm willing to give him to say, oh, he's got to develop, because he's going to be 24 next season, and he's not going to qualify for a lot of my content. So you're going to have to keep an eye on him yourself, but hopefully he can get back on track, and he may receive an invite to big league camp in 2023 with the Twins, but it's all something that we'll have to see. His autos have fallen all the way down to $20. You can find them in 2021 Bowman, and that's going to wrap up and bring us to our top 3. So we've got a huge shocker at number 3, Grant Levine, Colorado Rockies, 23.1. He's an outfielder, was 10 for 25, hit 400 over the past 15 with 5 doubles and 3 RBIs. Now, Grant Levine was just average over his career. He's always hit around like 250 or 260. In 2022, he hit 283 with a sub 150 ISO, so there's not a lot of juice in the bat. He's got decent K numbers. His K percentage is 25.5, which is just okay for me, but he does have a sub 2 K to walk ratio, so he's going to take some walks. Now, he's only hit 10 home runs and stolen 2 bases in 2022 between high A and AA as a 23-year-old. So he's going to draw a pretty low score at 4 out of 6 on Let's Talk Wax rank. And you can find his Bowman Chrome first autos out of 2018 Bowman Draft for about $5. At number 2, we have another really exciting guy, and he reminds me a lot of Luis Angel Acuna. Zach Veen. He's a center fielder, though. He's not a second baseman with the Colorado Rockies. 20.8 years old, played between high A and AA this year, stole 55 bags where there's actually legit guys trying to hold runners on the mound, and there's legit arms behind the plate. So he does have game-changing speed. The big thing with Veen, I think, is whether or not he'll run into some power. So in 2021, he did. He hit really well. He hit for a lot of power in 2021. But in 2022, I think the aggressive assignment up to AA kind of squashed his power output a little bit, and that happens with young prospects. Like I said, when they're pushed aggressively through a system, the power is usually the last thing to kind of show its face. Now, we only hit 245, but he's shown that he can hit for average early in his career, early in his minor league career. So 2023 is going to be a really interesting year for Veen, and I'm excited to see what happens with him because he does possess the possible, 5-tool prototype. So over the last 2 weeks, he hit 1 home run. He hit 500, 13 for 26 with a home run, 4 doubles, 8 stolen bases, and 10 RBIs. So he's stealing bases at will in the Arizona Fall League, just like he did all year. He's a Let's Talk Wax 1.5. And I know based off his 2022 numbers, it seems like a bit of an aggressive rank, but I'm just really excited to see if he can bring the average up, bring the ISO up when he's a bit more age appropriate next year at AA with some experience already under his belt. So I'm hoping his numbers improve significantly next year. I'm sure he's going to start the season in AA. His autos are around $100 right now, and you can find them in 2020 Bowman draft. And bringing home the top spot in this episode is Heston Kjerstad with the Baltimore Orioles, probably one of baseball's most interesting prospects since he was drafted. He missed the complete year with some health issues in 2021. He got cleared in 2022. He had a month or two in A-ball where he just absolutely went off. They promoted him to high A, and he really struggled. Numbers. He hit 309 with a 150 ISO, 851 OPS. He had decent K numbers, 22.5 K percentage, and a 2.20 K to walk ratio. But he is killing the Arizona Fall League right now. He hit 357 over the last 15 with 3 home runs, 4 doubles, and 11 RBIs. So he's a really tough person to put on a number scale. And I think I may have had him over on my autograph checklist breakdowns. I think I ranked him like a 3.5 or a 4, but I made a small adjustment. It's really hard to rank this guy because he's been up, down, up. He missed the whole year with the health issue. So he's a really hard guy to peg. And I would like to see a whole Arizona Fall League performance. And a lot of times, the Arizona Fall League is just short enough to be a hot streak for a guy over the course of the 6 or 7 weeks that it's played. So I'm really interested to see what Kjerstad can do next year. He's going to be 24. He's not going to qualify for a lot of my content because it's just too many guys that are age 24, and usually that's the age that guys kind of give up on them in the hobby and their values really start to tank. But a year at AA would resolve a lot of my questions, I think, around Heston Kjerstad. But he could have a really big year. He's set himself up to have a really big year in the Fall League right now. And like I said, he's a 2.5 on the Let's Talk Wax rank for me. He is out of 2020 draft, and his autos are around $75. So there's a lot of people who are unsure. You can tell right now as well, because there's not a lot of guys that were 23.7 that haven't played AA yet with an auto around $75. So there's still some people out there in the hobby community trying to take a chance on Heston Kjerstad. And I don't like chances. I like to do stat line scouting. So I really want to see what he can do in 2023. I think he'll be at big league camp, and if he can make some noise there, he could maybe perform well enough to get called up late in the 2023 season. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon page if you guys like this video and you like my content. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. And definitely don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Let's Talk Wax for your chance to win some free stuff given away by BRG Grading. A quick shout out to all my Level 3 sponsors: Tom Barta, Max, Brad, Gary D. Childers Jr., Just Dinger's Breaks, 909 Sports Cards, Kenny Winkles, Larry Canterbury, Max Anthony, Jason Hall, Lenny Levine, and Bruce Wiley. I've also just created a brand new website at www.letstalkwax.com where I'm currently working on some articles. I've got team break guides over there. I post all the PDF files that I used for these videos on the video section, so you can find the PDF and the actual videos over there if some of you guys are visual like me. But there's lots of neat stuff over there at the website, www.letstalkwax.com. I'll put a link in the description. And finally, a huge shout out to everyone who supports the channel, all of my subscribers and everybody who supports me on Patreon. You guys rock, and I'm really excited to continue doing these videos about the Arizona Fall League until November. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, and y'all have a great day.